So you did it. You actually did it. After all those late nights, all that hard work, your patent is granted. You got that official number in your hand, and man, you should absolutely celebrate. That is a huge, huge milestone.
But, and this is the thing so many founders miss, that piece of paper, it's not the finish line, not even close. There's this great quote from Alex Tran at PowerPatent that says, "After a patent is granted, the real work starts." And that's exactly it. The game has totally shifted. It's no longer just about invention. Now it's all about strategy.
Okay, so if getting the patent was, the first half of the game, what does this real work in the second half even look like? What are we talking about here? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
It really all comes down to a simple playbook. Think of it as having 3 core pillars. First, you've got maintenance. That's all about keeping your patent alive. Then there's defense, protecting your turf. And finally, offense, where you learn to use that patent as a seriously powerful business tool.
All right, let's dive into the first one, which is absolutely essential: maintenance. The best way to think about this is that patent annuities are literally the heartbeat of your patent. They keep it alive. And if you miss a single beat, yeah, the whole thing can just collapse. So what is an annuity anyway? Simply put, it's just a reoccurring fee you pay to the patent office to keep your patent in force. Sounds easy, right? But here's the catch. One single missed payment can mean your patent and all that work you put in is gone. Poof. Expired. For good. And here's where things start to get a little tricky. See, every region plays by its own rules. In the US, for example, you're paying these fees at big intervals, like every few years. But hop over to Europe, and suddenly you're paying them every single year. That difference completely changes your cash flow, your planning. You really have to think globally about this. So before you just write that check on autopilot, you've got to do a little pre-renewal check. Ask yourself 3 simple questions. 1, does this patent still protect a core part of my product? 2, is it actually blocking a competitor? And 3, does it still line up with where we're taking the company? Suddenly, it's not just a bill, it's a strategic decision. And hey, if the answer to those questions is no, letting a patent go isn't a failure. It's a smart move. It means you're putting your money where it really counts. And what's so cool about this is how these little decisions reflect your entire big picture strategy. Your renewal schedule, it basically becomes a mirror of your business plan. The patents you pay for and the ones you don't tell a really clear story to investors, to your competitors. Everyone can see which markets you care about and where you're planning to win. Okay, let's talk about pillar number 2, defense. So the moment your patent is granted, it's out there in the open for everyone to see. And that means there's a window of time where your competitors can officially challenge it. This process is called an opposition. And yeah, it's time to defend your turf. Now, I gotta tell you, getting that notice in the mail can be a real shock to the system. It feels personal, right? Like a direct attack on your baby, on your invention, on all that work. It's totally natural to panic a little bit. But I really want you to try and reframe this in your mind. An opposition isn't a sign that you're weak. It's actually a sign that you're strong. It means your tech is so important, so valuable, that it's actually got someone else worried. Think about it. That's a huge form of validation right there. So the key takeaway here is this. Don't see it as just an attack. See it as an incredible opportunity for business intelligence. I mean, it literally reveals who your real competitors are, which specific parts of your tech they're most afraid of, and it's just more proof that you're onto something big. And that brings us perfectly to our third and final pillar, offense. This is where the magic really happens. This is where your patent stops being just a defensive shield and becomes a proactive tool, a weapon even. It's all about learning how to wield the incredible leverage you've built. A lot of people hear the word enforcement, and they immediately think of these long, messy, super expensive court battles. But that's a huge misconception. The smartest players out there, they use enforcement not as a last resort, but as a strategic signal to stop a fight before it even begins. When your competitors know you're serious about defending your rights, they're much more likely to just stay out of your way. And just like we saw with the maintenance fees, the tools you have for offense are different depending on where you are in the world. The US system, for example, can be kind of slow, but it gives you this powerful tool called discovery, where you can get a ton of info from your opponent. Over in Europe, the new Unified Patent Court is all about speed and getting injunctions to stop infringement fast. And in parts of Asia, things can move at lightning speed. So the strategy isn't about fighting everywhere at once. It's about being smart and choosing the right battlefield for the biggest impact. Okay, so let's tie all of this together. These three pillars we talked about, maintenance, defense, and offense, they're not just separate items on a to-do list. They're all interconnected. They're all part of one single integrated strategy that's designed to build real long-term value for your business. And this really shows you how it all clicks into place. You strategically maintain the patents that are absolutely critical for your future. You defend against any challenges, not just to protect your ground, but to gather that amazing competitive intel. And you use enforcement proactively to actually shape the competitive landscape to your advantage. That is how you build a real, durable moat around your business. So that really just leaves one final question for you to think about. After everything we've talked about, is your patent just a pretty certificate hanging on the wall, a trophy of something you did in the past? Or is it an active strategic weapon in your business arsenal, one that you're ready to maintain, defend, and use? Ultimately, that choice is yours.